All right, guys, go ahead.
I guess as you think forward to Friday night, I know the spring game's not the only thing you're worried about through spring practice, but what are some things that maybe in that setting you'll want to see from your offense?
Yeah, I think it's just a continuation of what we've been doing. And what I want to see is just consistent improvement, okay? We don't need to be perfect yet, okay? We're striving for that. But to me, it's all about right now still being part of the, going through the process. And as long as we're consistently improving, I'll feel good about the direction we're going, and hopefully that happens on Friday.
You're not going to see Jack Tuttle. What can you tell people in terms of when you did see Jack this spring? What did you see from him?
Yeah, first of all, the guy's a go-getter. He's going to be 30 minutes early for a meeting, literally. He's going to put a lot of work into knowing his plays, knowing his reads. There's no way you can question any of the effort he ever puts in, okay? And I love those guys. You win a lot of football games with those type of guys. Secondly, I think he's got a big arm. I think he understands the game, and I think there's some things that instinctually happen for him pretty naturally. Now, there's still a lot going through his mind as he's learning offense, but there was times when he had a good feel for the concepts, good feel for what he was seeing happen in front of him, where he went out and just instinctually made plays, made throws to get guys open. Things that sometimes you can't even really coach until after it's happened.
And we might see Michael in some capacity. Do you know what the format's going to be for him Friday?
Yeah, he won't be doing anything where there's a team setting, but we'll certainly have him out there. And we've been trying to last 5 practices ramp up, the reps he's getting. He's getting considerably more reps than any of the other quarterbacks in the 7-on-7 sessions. It's at least 16 to 8 in favor of him as far as the reps he's getting, and he's done a really nice job. You can tell that while we've gone through the spring that he's been paying attention to the details.
Not having the quarterbacks for you as you're trying to implement the new system, how difficult is that, or how much of a difficulty does it add to what you're trying to do?
Well, I think probably the toughest part is we've had a lot of rotation of other positions that they work with. So you had Nick out for a while, Fry out for a while. Donovan's been really the most consistent guy that's been out there. You got Wap in certain sessions. You got other guys, and so it's a matter of still trusting that guy knows what he's supposed to do. So that's probably the toughest part because I think all 3 of the quarterbacks really put everything into the mental part of it and knowing what their job is. I see them doing a really good job of tying the footwork to the concepts we're running. I thought we did a really good job of that on Saturday in our little mini scrimmage, and I feel good about them understanding what we're trying to get done in the offense.
On the back of obviously a really good freshman season, just what have you seen out of Stevie this spring?
It's good. You can tell. You can still see times when he's younger and he's going through one of his first spring balls. And but I think overall you just see what the potential is for him when he gets the ball in his hands to go make some plays. And we're trying not to grind him too hard, making sure we don't wear him out, but we're also making sure that he feels comfortable with the offense.
With about 2 practices left, where do you feel like your unit is as far as what they have the best grasp of, as far as concepts and things like that? And what are some things that maybe you feel like you're going to have to, go back to and maybe reacclimate them with when fall camp starts back up?
Well, I think right now we're getting close to having the tools available for our offense to be able to run what we want to run. Mm-hmm. Okay, it doesn't mean that we're great at it yet. Okay, but I think the guys understand that if we need to have something where we can max protect, we can do it. We can get 5 guys out. We can go empty. We got play action shots on the field. We got quick play action. So I think they understand that. They understand kind of what the capabilities are of our offensive system. And now it's just continuing to refine it and understand the coaching points, the details, and be in sync and make it theirs. I think that's the big thing going into the summer for them when they're working on things on their own for them to do. And then we get a chance in the fall to reinstall it, then, and we will do it a couple times leading into games, So there'll hopefully be a lot of recall to what we've done throughout the first 13 practices.
So you feel foundationally they're able to go into 7-7 on their own this summer and then work on things that need to be worked on?
I do. I think we've been continuing to push it on them. That's the great thing about the coaching staff that I have here. I think they have the same philosophy. Throw it on the guys, make sure that they have that our players have an understanding of what we can do, what the signals are, how the concepts match the defenses we're seeing. And now, we narrow it back down, and we kind of know who we can be, and we rebuild the offense around our personnel. So, yeah, I feel like they got a pretty good grasp.
Offensive line wise, what have you learned about that group? And I guess what's maybe the next step for those guys going in the fall?
Yeah, I think we've improved in the run game especially, and our defense does a great job with their blitzes, and so they put a lot of pressure on you. And I think overall we've done a better job every day of communication, both in the run game and in our protections. And I know that they have a lot of ownership. You can tell that there's a few upperclassmen that have put a lot of time into this program, and it means a lot. And I'll certainly be riding their emotions, riding the desires that they have to make sure we get this thing right.
I think Caleb Jones has shifted kind of from left tackle to right tackle. It's a large human being. What have you seen from him developmentally this spring?
Even like today, I try to put him in some spots in the screen game to where I could see if he can get out and run and move. And I thought he did a really nice job. It was our first day with a certain screen that we put in. I specifically put it in the way we did to see what he was capable of doing. And, so to me, that's part of installing the offense is find out what our guys can do. And I think he's done a really nice job. Steady improvement, from where we started early in the spring, and he's fit in nicely.
I guess with Caleb, how do you maybe correlate having a guy who's such a big athletic presence with getting his IQ up to be able to use him comfortably in those situations?
Yeah, I think that's for everyone. I think that's for all our guys. I think Caleb's perfectly capable, but I think that's for everyone. It's a matter of all our guys, understanding the why, not just what we're doing, but understanding the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? So that way it makes sense when it comes to them having to make decisions when the bullets are flying, on why we're doing something. That helps them know how they should get it done. And so I think it's not just, like you're talking with Caleb, I think it's the entire offense. I think that's a big part of what we'll do and continue to educate our guys on why so they know how.
How much different is this going to look Saturday than anything else?
For the spring game?
Friday?
For the spring game? We'll do we'll be pretty base in what we do. It's on TV and things like that, so we'll be pretty base in what we do and what we show. And we'll narrow it down considerably from what we've put in throughout the spring. But I'm sure there'll be some differences. You probably see a little under center, you see some things with different motions and so forth. But for the most part, I think we'll keep it pretty base, let our guys play, let them go out and make some plays and not have to think too much and have fun.
Talk about these players that have had to rotate in and out this spring. Who have been some guys you really seen step up through practices?
Yeah, you can tell who the guys are that have played a lot of snaps here. And then those are the guys that continually, go out and make plays. Nick just got back out there today and boom, all of a sudden, he's back to where he was in practice, 1 through 4. He hit a deep shot down the field. Fry, shows up and all of a sudden he's making plays, D. Hale. You can tell the guys that have made plays. You can tell Coy Kronk's played a lot of snaps and Simon's played a lot of snaps and Peyton's played a lot. You can go right down the line. Those are the guys that are consistently, comfortable no matter what the verbiage is, no matter what the concepts are that we're running. You can just tell who the veterans are. And, the challenge is to try to bring up those guys that haven't played as many snaps, get them to jive and be in sync with our upperclassmen. And we still got time. And I always tell the guys, as long as we are making consistent strides forward, it's amazing what we can become at the end of August when we've gone through spring ball, their summer, and then fall camp. As long as we don't have this, okay, I'm perfectly fine with where we're at as long as we're going this direction.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
You bet.